All right. Hi, my name's Laura. I work at SAFEchild in the MOVE program. That's our parenting group for moms who've experienced domestic violence. It's a 13-week program. And one night of that group, one of my favorite nights of that group, is spent talking about anger management. And I've asked Saunya here to join me to talk about this because she has some insight and experience in some of the techniques that we talk about in group, and I want her to be able to share that with you. Saunya is a transition specialist at the Hope Center at Pullen. That's an agency that helps young people aging out of foster care get the skills and resources they need to live independently. And I had the good fortune to work for a while with Saunya, and now we're at separate agencies. But I thought she was the perfect person to bring in and share some of her thoughts about this topic with us today for you at SAFEchild. So Saunya, you want to introduce yourself a little bit and talk about how you got interested in this kind of work?
Yes. So hi everybody. My name is Saunya. I got interested in doing meditation in 2016. I felt that it was good to introduce healthy alternatives to mental health to low income families and just educate people on different ways to center themselves once I had learned about it through therapy. I had struggled with a lot of anger management due to trauma and grief, and um, it helped me a lot. And once I found out about it, I was like, wow, more people need to know about this and how it can actually benefit you just in everyday life. So I've been doing it ever since.
Was there, when you first came across it, how did you first learn about using meditation and mindfulness breathing, that kind of stuff? How did you first learn about this to address your anxiety and trauma?
Through research and also through a therapist and counseling, just in a lot of research. When I found out about it, yoga, when I
Okay.
started hearing about yoga and mindfulness meditation, I'm like, what's that? And so with mindfulness meditation, they teach breath work. And I also used to suffer really bad from panic attacks, like blackout panic attacks, to where I would pass out and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And I started learning, being more aware of myself and what my body was going through and why I was experiencing those panic attacks. I was hyperventilating and I was getting lightheaded, and I needed to learn how to control my breathing whenever my anxiety got too high.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to start being aware of like my heart rate. And I'm like, okay, so when I get to a certain point, I have to control my breathing and center myself and bring it down. And since I learned that, I think the last time I had like a serious panic attack was in 2017,
Wow.
just from learning how to breathe. Like when I had someone tell me, you're not breathing correctly, I was like, how am I? I'm not doing something
Who's
I've
in
been doing.
breathing? What are you talking about?
Right. I'm not doing something correctly that I've been doing my entire life. But
Without even
yeah,
thinking about it, right? Breathing is
right.
so involuntary. It's hard to get in the space of like, actually, this is something that I could control and use to calm my body down.
Yeah, yeah. And when I started like just learning more about that just from reading, because I got really interested in it. And I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
what is this? And it's actually a practice, and just knowing that it's something that it's really a practice. Like you have to do it, and you're not always going to be perfect at it. You're not going to, be the best at it as soon as you start doing it, but just gradually getting more into it and finding time to just relax.
Right.
And when I was in massage therapy school, my teacher was like, you need to learn how to relax. And I'm like, okay, because we go, and we're running and running and running and trying to get stuff done. Sometimes we just gotta breathe.
Because
And
if you're doing body work with people, I imagine, and this is the same, I think, with parents at home with kids, there's an application. If you are
absolutely.
feeling tense and you are having a hard time relaxing yourself and your body, whether you're doing massage work on somebody or your kids are in the vicinity or people are
Mhm.
around you, they pick up on that. People are very sensitive
Absolutely.
to that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Kids, animals, everybody, they
Yeah.
can pick up on that energy, when
Yeah.
you're probably anxious. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
So
it's
it's been beneficial.
when we do our anger management group, one thing we spend a lot of time talking about that night is paying attention to those signs in your body, like beginning to
Mhm.
identify the signs in your body, like you said, feeling lightheaded. Some
Mhm.
people talk about, you know, heart fluttering, getting
Mhm.
flushed,
Mhm.
sweating, gripping
Tingling in the fingers.
fists,
Mhm.
all of that. Like that's the first step um, to paying attention to this stuff and realizing, oh, my body's giving me a signal that I need to step back and take a breath, calm down.
Mhm.
One thing that I like to talk about with the moms, and I don't know if you can explain this in any way how you use it, but taking a, you know, a deep breath in through your nose, kind of filling your body from your diaphragm up through your lungs into your throat and holding it. And then the key part of this is letting the exhale last longer than the
Mhm.
inhale. I don't know if that's something you practice. We talked about it in one group, and we had a mom who was sort of a nationally ranked athlete in her field, and she said, oh, we do that, that's called triangle breathing, that's what we call it when we're trying to calm down for a competition.
Mhm.
But is that basically when you're talking about breathing? What are you talking about?
Yeah, so when you breathe, you can breathe, start breathing from your diaphragm and then hold it, because it does something to the chemicals in your brain, and it kind of, changes them, and it centers you. Like, it really does affect your body, and it slows you down and it calms you down. So when you breathe in and then you hold it, we start at like 4 seconds. You breathe
Mm-hmm.
in for 4, hold it for 4, and then release. And it really feels like you're letting
Yeah.
something out, like you're just letting it go,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's very beneficial.
Yeah.
And
So that long exhale slowly through the mouth, there's something about it that just instantly brings the heart rate down.
mhm,
Um, you know, we encourage people to try it like in the moment when they're starting to get those physical signs
absolutely.
that they're about to blow a gasket, which happens, and we're all kind of
Mhm.
home together with our families
And
right
it's
now.
good to
So
step back. It's just, okay, I noticed that I'm about to get there. Let me take a step back, breathe to calm myself down, and
right.
then revisit whatever it is, because now I have a clearer mind. I can think about things more clearly without all the other extra stuff that I got going on in here.
Right.
Absolutely.
So is it, Sonia, do you practice it every day now? Like I know that when people first start this, sometimes they're just going to do it like in the moment, but then some people actually will make it a practice at the beginning of the day or right before bedtime. How are you using it now?
I use it to sleep. I meditate before sleep, because I noticed when I first started doing it that when I meditate, I would like tear up, and I thought there was something wrong.
Oh, wow.
But it was just, the word is escaping me, but there's something that it kind of triggers, and it kind of just, it relaxes your body. And I meditate before I go to sleep, and I sleep so good. And just in the morning, getting my day started with some tea or lemon
Mhm.
water or something, just to get myself prepared for whatever is going to
Right.
come that day. And sometimes I'll skip a day because I'm just like, I'm ready to get the day started, and
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. But as long as I'm remembering to do it when I need to do it, I
Yeah.
find that it's very, very beneficial for how my day goes and how I sleep.
Yeah.
Absolutely, how I sleep.
Interesting. And I know with your work at the Hope Center, you got to get prepared for those days because you do not ever know what's going to come up at the Hope Center.
Absolutely. You
You
just
don't.
don't know. And even then, just taking some time to go and sit in the kids' room or go sit outside, and we just go walk in nature. And we just, sometimes me and Kellyanne or Joseph, we'll just walk, and we won't even have to talk. We're just walking and breathing, just taking it all in, just to get our minds right, get our bodies
Mhm.
right, to get back into,
All right.
being prepared for our day.
Right. And I love that because you all really very much like parents have to be in that sort of neutral, calm space because your
Mhm.
clients again are picking up on everything.
Absolutely. They
Um,
absolutely.
yeah. I love that. Thank you so much, Sonia. It's so good to see your
Of course,
face.
Laura. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you too. I'm just so happy
Yeah.
to see people in your smiling face. I can't wait to see you in the office again.
Yeah. We'll get there someday. I'm glad we're both outside
I
enjoying this
know.
beautiful weather, having a
Yeah.
conversation. All
Mhm.
right. Thanks, Sonia.
Thank you, Laura.
Okay.